Alright, hello everyone. So today we'll be looking at the two Kurokumo clan members with the Captain Ishmael as well as the Wakashu Heathcliff. So these characters look extremely spicy. We should start off with Ishmael first. Ishmael gets battle ready on the passive. When a Kurokumo clan ally is defeated, you gain slash power up, and when 3 plus Kurokumo allies are defeated, you will get battle ready for the duration of the encounter for both of these things over here. So you get buffs when your allies are defeated. And what these buffs give is quite significant. Slash power up is going to be huge, and battle ready makes it so that your bleed potency and count inflicted with this unit's skill or coin effects is going to be additional plus X. Even plus 1 would already be quite a significant buff, but you're also getting slash power up again and slash damage up again for the entire encounter. So battle ready is pretty damn good, especially when your people are actually dying. And since Pimu is going towards more of our allies dying, this could be a very good chance to try and sacrifice our Kurokumo clan members who are really bad, and then after that swap in better characters after they have served their purpose of giving us this battle ready buff. In addition, we also have Gathering Dark Clouds. If there are two allied Kurokumo clan identities participating in this encounter, you will gain Dark Cloud Blade, and at combat start you will apply Dark Cloud to Kurokumo clan's IDs adjacent to this unit on the dashboard. So this initial part here lets you run only two other members, which could be your Kurokumo Ryoshu and your Kurokumo Heathcliff, or you could even add in your Kurokumo Rodion. Whichever ones you want to add, you will be able to apply Dark Cloud Blade to them. But if you can get a certain amount of Lust Resonance, you can actually apply Dark Cloud to all other Kurokumo clan allies. So depending on the number that you need, you can actually fill in the blanks with additional Blood Fiend characters, because these Blood Fiend characters also have a lot of Lust in their kits. So they will be able to help you get the Lust Resonance, assuming you only need to bring a few of these Kurokumo clan IDs to feed them, which I think is going to be a pretty cool way to think about it for this character, right? Because Dark Cloud, right? Dark Cloud is a very significant buff. It makes it so that turn every coin on this unit's base attack into unbreakable coins, meaning your Kurokumo clans can now just lose, and they will be able to not be staggered due to damage until the skill ends, just like Blade Lineage Massault. He has this on his Yield My Flesh ability, and this is now given to every single Kurokumo clan ally. So even if you want to run a full Kurokumo clan, you totally can. Your KK Honglu, who has really bad clashing power but very good damage output, will be able to lose, do the entirety of Cloud Cutter, inflict more bleed potency with the coins, and gain additional firepower on loss. Like, ooh, that is going to be such a huge amount of potency, even though he lost the fight, right? And then after that he gets staggered, and who gives a shit really at that point? But the fact that he is losing the clash also lets you do something else with Heathcliff, which I'll talk about later. So Dark Cloud as a whole helps to support these two identities that are coming out very well with the other not so good Kurokumo clan members, right? So, besides all of this stuff over here, what else does Ishmael do, giving all these buffs? She is a character that deals more damage for every type of negative effect on the target, so they are definitely going towards the apply more debuffs on the enemy, which is why KK Gregor was designed like that, where he apply a lot of offense level down. And then you also have coin power increase for every X bleed on the target. Good thing we don't have a reuse coin for negative effect again on this one, huh? Anyway, skill 2 is going to be the exact same over here, but it will also give you apply damage up to other Kurokumo identities, and if they are X plus, you will apply to Y instead. And this skill inflicts slash frag. If there are more Kurokumo clans on the field, then you will include this unit. Inflict fragile instead. This is important because your KK Ryoshu is not slash, he's piercing. So this is actually quite a nice touch for that. But after that, you also got bleed count and slash power up for yourself next turn. So you got slash power up here, you got slash power up here, and maybe later on, if your 3 characters die, you also get additional slash power up here. This character has a lot of slash power up sources from many different areas, which is really quite scary. Which is why I think that the coinage here is 2, 2, and 3 for a good reason, right? You don't want her to be doing too much damage with this thing over here, because she also has this additional damage scaling on this thing over here, and she's also gonna give her other allies this damage up, right? So yeah, it's a little bit scary for this character, I feel. She's going to get quite a few sources of damage ups, which is why the coin is a bit lower. And she also gets a lot of coin power from bleeding on target, and this archetype is all about bleeding. So yeah, it looks like a very scary character depending on the amount of damage output she's going to apply with this up over here, this coin power over here, and all this other shit over here. Like even the slash frag, man, the slash fragility here is very scary. Skill tree, ink over, gain coin power again, on kill, gain slash power up next turn, another source of power up, inflict count, bleed, more damage for every negative again. Hey, you thought they would put it here? No, they put it down here on the last one. And then they activate bleed X times on target, then reduce their bleed count. Whew, activation of bleed. Hopefully this one's gonna be pretty spicy also. Like, holy shit, man, this whole character here is just a big support for the entire Kurokumo clan, making them able to do unbreakable shenanigans. We are the Blood Fiends from Kanto 7 now. We are the ones who have a shit ton of unbreakables, and we just keep bleeding your party down and rupturing your target down with unbreakables. So we are that archetype now. We are them, right? Then we also have Heathcliff. Heathcliff, just look at this one. Rules of the Backstreets. Alright? So that's why we got defense power up, defense power up, defense power up. Speaking of that, let's look at the evasion of Ishmael. Scattering slash, gain protection on an evasion by the way, and then apply defense power up to X plus highest resonance fastest allies. Why are we getting so much defense power up? Because of rules of the Backstreet. Oh my god, we are going to do the June shenanigans with this character. Before we talk about all of this fancy stuff over here, let's look at this part here. Battle ready, exactly the same as Ishmael. You can just copy paste. Dark Cloud, the first one is the same as Ishmael. You can copy paste. The next one is defense skills or were at max HP. If the enemies ever use any of these conditions here, you will deal more damage to them. So if the enemies try to hide behind a wall, you punch them harder. If the enemies were full HP, you punch them harder. If the enemy attacked and dealt damage against another ally, use skill 1, Lenticular Ren. I'm pretty sure Ryoshu has this skill also, Lenticular Ren. I remember seeing that one. He will use this to attack the opponent. So remember what I said about this unbreakable coin shit and losing, right? When you lose and get hit, he triggers a skill 1 onto that target. Ooh! And if an enemy killed an ally, or if the ally is less than X after the attack, use rules of the Backstreet instead. Holy shit, man. It actually might be pretty interesting to bring some really shitty Kurokumo 2 stars just to let them die or get hit so that you get additional output from this character over here if the output of this thing is really strong, and it does look very spicy already. So he does get Dark Cloud Blade and Battle Ready as per usual. Dark Cloud Blade, this is automatically given to him. He always has it. So while Ishmael can give it to allies, it seems that Heathcliff always gains it with this passive over here. I'm not sure if the Dark Cloud Blade can stack, so that's one thing to note, right? So the next thing to talk about is Cumulus Wall. So this ability here, this status, is to gain defense skill final power, and this expires at turn end or after Rules of the Backstreet is fired. I guess whether it's used here or used here, it will be expired from. And this thing expires at turn end. So how is it gained? It's only gained using your skill tree. So you must use your Thunder Cleave ability. You gain Cumulus Wall next turn. You also gain defense power up next turn. Take note, all of these are next turn for defense power ups. And this Cumulus Wall is also next turn, which lets you set up for a Rules of the Backstreet next turn. And you also gain Dark Cloud Blade next turn. Like, you just get it, even though I think you already automatically get it over here on your passive. And then after that, you also inflict bleed, final coin more damage, slash frag again, right? And then final coin more damage, and then you deal damage for X types of negative effect on the target, and you inflict bleed potency here. Remember, you also have Dark Cloud Blade here, by the way, or Battle Ready, depending on how many allies have died, perhaps. So yeah, this could be quite nasty, but the fact that you get Cumulus Wall means that next turn you are able to use Rules of the Backstreets, or maybe one of your allies got hit and dropped to certain HP, then you trigger it automatically. And why is Rules of the Backstreet so damn strong? It is because if Ishmael is on the field, this is all unbreakable. This skill gains final power upon Clash Loose. Honestly, this part is probably the least important part, because this skill also does more damage for every negative effect on the target. But if this unit has Cumulus Wall, unconditionally activate all reuse effects on this skill's coins. Remember your Sanguine Desire, sorry, not Sanguine Desire, your Sanguine Pointer List, Yisang? Well, look over here. We will, if this unit has Dark Cloud Blade, reuse coin once. If this unit has Battle Ready, reuse coin once. Oh my god, dude. Reuse coin 3 times with damage multiplier over here, with bleed potency over here, and then you got your Battle Ready perhaps, or your Dark Cloud Blade to inflict additional bleed potency on hit with a slashing skill. This is a slashing skill with additional final power over here and over here, making this thing pretty damn high. Oh my god, the potential of this Rules of the Backstreets. cards. It's gonna be straight up a delete button on some people with this thing over here. And remember that we are also going to be applying some good old fragilities every now and then with our characters. So you never really know how much damage you can get out of these rules of the backstreets over here. So holy shit, man, this shit is so good. It's so good. The skills themselves are also pretty nasty. They are able to inflict a bunch of debuffs. We see offense level down here, another slash fetch over here, attack power down over here, and then we also get like another slash fetch over here. Like we get a wide variety of debuffs over here, one for every single one basically. We got offense, attack, and slash, right? So we got a bunch of debuffs over here, and we got a huge potential potency giver over here. Another thing to talk about is that this guard skill is a bit similar to maybe the Wild Hunt Heathcliff situation, where you use the guard skill to replace the skill 1 because the skill 1 was so mediocre for Wild Hunt Heathcliff. In this case, Lenticular Rend could maybe not be very important for this kit, which allows you to just use this to replace this, because you still reuse this twice because of the Dark Cloud Blade basically always being on this character, and you will maybe eventually be able to just use this. It becomes a 3-coiner permanently if you ever get battle ready, allowing you to always replace Lenticular Rend, maybe even your skill 2 if you feel like it, and you will always get Lust, and this Lust on demand helps you to get your Dark Cloud to all other Kurokumo clan allies. This shit here looks very, very spicy, especially in combination with the KK Captain Ishmael. This shit looks really, really very fun to go and play later on. And this archetype is all about debuffs, all about enabling the bleed and stacking the bleed. So of course we gotta use something like Sanguine Desire Rodion with the KK Rodion, and then they will be able to go and do whatever shenanigans onto the opponent, right? So yeah, this, oh my god, dude, this shit here looks so awesome. So the trailer, that means that what happens was that they clashed, and then they lost the clash, and then they had unbreakable coins by default. So it wasn't a free counter attack, it was just unbreakable coins, which I think is super, super awesome, because they still get their poise, they still apply their bleed potency. We are the Blood Fiends now. It's so good, it's so good. Yep, so these two, definitely look out for the numbers, because these two could be quite beastly, especially this Heathcliff with a reuse coin of the rules of the backstreet up to 3. Welcome back, Yisang, maybe? Ring Yisang? Are you back with this thing over here? I mean, it's a bit harder to hit the condition, but it does look quite nasty over here. I don't know, man. If the numbers are really, really good, right? With this defense power here, you could get some really nasty rules of the backstreets over here. I can't wait for this shit, man. I can't wait. Alright, so I think that's going to be it for the initial kit review here. If I miss anything, feel free to let me know. And I really cannot wait to see the numbers on this bad boy over here once we get down to it. Rules of the Backstreet is back, and we are the ones doing it this time. Woohoo! Okay, anyway, thanks guys for watching, and I shall see you guys next time. Bye bye.